Meghan Markle back in the headlines. Oh, Meghan Sussex, because that's what she says in the thing, having given a rare TV interview with Barrymore. And it's all about promoting her new lifestyle show. Joining me now, journalist Bryony and entertainment reporter Rishi Davda. First of all, I'm going to just say, gosh, they were ever so close. Weren't they in that interview?
Have you ever sat that close to somebody you're interviewing?
No. I mean, I'd have to be here. Look, I'd have to be here. Look, I'm here. I'm here, Bryony. I'm invading your space. Sorry, I'll go back now because that was slightly worrying. What do we think of this? She's obviously got a thing to sell. She's got a show to sell. She's got all the products and things that are going to be happening. Yeah, there she is.
Do you know what? Those are the three words that I would say, having spent quite a lot of time with Meghan.
Yeah, you have.
There she is. Like, this is the Meghan I have met. I've known her since 2018. So I met her just before she got married to H. And I've been to Montecito and I've been to Frogmore and all of those things. And I've met Lilibet and Archie. And this is just who she is.
Yeah.
Like, she is a really good hostess with the mostest.
Yeah.
She's like, the first time we had lunch, she sent me this beautiful handwritten note afterwards, which I was just delighted by, because who sends handwritten notes?
You might send a wee text, but
she's
that's it.
Also, she's sort of, you know, I always say this, they're two quite, and people kind of go, sure, Bryony, but they're two quite ordinary people in quite an extraordinary situation. Right. And whenever I'm with them, I have to kind of remind myself that I'm with the people I hear being spoken about on the news. So I just, you know, this is who she is.
And the thing, like I said about the Netflix show, it's not for me. I watched one episode and frankly, I'm not offended in any way by it, but it's just not for me. I just thought it was a bit boring. But having said that, it's not offensive. You know, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
But what I do find quite offensive is this notion of people hate watching it.
That's horrible.
So they can, like, snark.
Yeah, that's not nice.
I'm like, is hate watching a better way to spend your time than, I don't know, being with your bees or whatever? Or, you know, like, this is...
I'd love to be with bees.
This is the thing.
Great.
Like, I find it astonishing. The vitriol levelled at Meghan is entirely disproportionate to who she is as a person. And, you know, like she's not Vladimir Putin. She's just a mum from California who quite likes making her own bath salts. And I think it says far more about us and the state of the world than it does about Meghan, the way that people respond to her.
No, that's a fair comment,
I think people have spoken about, you know, how they dislike the programme, but I logged into my Netflix this morning and it was the 4th top show in the UK TV programme in the UK. So people are watching it
of course they are.
and engaging with it. Some people are shocked about how she can cook and keep all the white outfit completely clean.
Especially the toddlers.
Can we also talk about, I think it's so soothing to my nervous system.
I know what you mean.
Compared to most of the stuff on Netflix, like the streamer's bread and butter is horrible true crime documentaries. Like, I could waste hours of my life on that streamer reminding myself of how awful the world is and all of the women who have been murdered terribly in all these documentaries. And I, for one, love a show that is just like, it's kind of like ASMR.
Yeah, and you know what? That's why I watch Four in a Bed and Come Dine With Me every night. Yeah. I'm obsessed.
It's feel good, and she's smiling throughout. I think people who watch do the same.
So the interview that she did with Barrymore, does it make her more relatable? Do you think it will change anybody's minds about her? You know, but I always think those that love her love her, those that don't won't. That's the trouble. That's going to be the thing, isn't it?
I think realistically, people have basically chosen their side already, and I don't think anything she can do massively will have people swapping from one position to the other. It's really interesting to see how she grows in the interview she does. She gives a little bit more information about the children and what they're up to. And Barrymore, as an interviewer, because she's so close to you, almost forces you to open up and
a very gentle interrogation.
But no, I don't think anybody's going to be swapping from one side to the other. But it was a nice interview, and I think people who are fans of Meghan, as many are, will really enjoy seeing more of her on TV.
Well, you've met her, and you know that's the thing. It's all very well to have an opinion on somebody, but if you've not really met them, I'm so interested that you said that they were almost ordinary. Well, they are, and you know that's fascinating, I think.
And it's just, you know, this is the thing of, like, you can't. She is who she is, and I think that's what actually initially won. You know, people loved her when you know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
because she refuses to be anyone else, and you know, this is who she is. And I kind of like that she's like, well, you may not like it, but I'm not going to stop being it. You know, like, she's not stupid. She knows that if you make a lifestyle show like this, you are going to open yourself up to all the sorts of cynical criticism which we are seeing now. But she's like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, and as long as they don't sit there trawling through it and looking at all the horrible stuff, because just don't give them the power to do that to you. And as you said, just do your own thing. We are asking why so many American citizens are apparently applying for British passports. Rishi, what's going on?
Well, the Home Office says that applications for UK citizenship are up 40% year on year.
Right.
And last year there were 6,000 or more than 6,000 applicants who were US citizens trying to get British citizenship, which is the highest number since they started recording those records about 20 years ago. And they're being dubbed the Donald Dashers, people who want to move from the US to the UK to get away from a Donald Trump presidency.
Right.
A number of celebrities we've already heard about who have made that move, including Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, who have moved to the Cotswolds. Rumours are that designer Tom Ford is in the UK as well, as is Ugly Betty star America Ferrera.
Right.
And a strong rumour that Cher might be making her way.
Cher is going to come to Britain?
Yes.
I mean, I don't care why, but she is actually going to come here?
Potentially. I don't have her flight details, but the rumours
Could
are
you get
that
them?
she will be making them move.
So I can be at the airport to meet her? Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Imagine bumping into Cher in the supermarket.
And Sainsbury's.
It would just be...
I think she's more of a Morrison's kind of person.
Do you think so? Yeah. I'm not sure. What do we think about this then? Americanos coming over here.
I mean, listen, I don't for 1 minute, like, I'm all for them coming over here, but I don't think for 1 minute that they're going to, like, stick it out all year round. Like, Tom Ford, Ellen DeGeneres.
They'll be in the Riviera.
They'll come here when it's nice and it's like the Richard Curtis film version of Britain, but they're not here in February. Do you know what I mean? They're not, like, the moment that life gets UK-y, they're off to the Caribbean. And I don't blame them, you know?
No, that's one of the things. It says a lot of the people who are making the move are those who can financially afford to do so and upshift their whole family and put them in private schools when they arrive into the UK. But it is interesting to think that people are that divided in the US politically that they can't stand the idea of being around somebody who aligns to different political beliefs than their own, so want to try and move country. But I do agree. I think as soon as it's raining, I think you'll see Tom Ford looking at his suede shoes being like, oh,
no.
The move.
Also, the thing is, unfortunately, you can't get away from Donald Trump.
No,
you know, like, he's
global.
Yeah, we live in the UK and all we hear about is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So you're basically just getting away from him, but trading it in the luxury California mansion to do it under grey skies.
I think they say when America sneezes, the whole world catches a cold, and I think that's really true with this situation, whereby the Americans coming over here are distancing themselves, but will still be surrounded by everything the president said when it comes to the
news.
news.
The cold, it's like the worst influenza that there has ever been. And the thing is, you can't almost keep up with it at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And you think something's happened, but something that happened last week, you've already forgotten about because it was outrageous then and scary and terrifying and all that. But in the space of a couple of hours, things change. Don't you think that? It's really hard to get things into, you know, to think about what's going on in the world because it's moving so quickly and it's so out with your experience. It's just so weird.
I think almost historically, pre-Donald Trump, back in 2016, we maybe didn't engage with American politics to quite the same level, and then it became more of a soap opera and a bit more of a drama and more a case of watching something going on that we were glued to. And that's basically continued since then. And we had, you know, the huge kind of backlash of President Trump meeting Volodymyr Zelensky last Friday, and now it feels like we've weirdly gone into another space. We gave a big speech yesterday and there were more controversies to come out of that. So day by day, it's almost impossible to keep up. And
no, you
it's
can't.
all one big blur.
No, it is. All we want, do you know what? All we want is peace. We just want peace on so many levels. Globally and in our lives, we just want a little bit of light, don't we?
I think, you know, the sad thing is Trump would say that he wants peace, but I would watch that and I thought it was like a small child. You know, it was like the worst bits of my brain bullying the kind of the best bits. And but it does move. The news cycle moves so quickly now.
Yeah, so fast.
But also I would say, I think it was kind of the same when he was last president.
Yeah.
And people don't change, you know?
No.
It's like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And, you know, this is just, it's the same thing, different details.
Hi there, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. We upload new videos every single day. So click here if you're interested in this video or head to the homepage for more amazing content.